Hello students, welcome to physics class. Today we discuss these three physical quantity: mass, weight and pressure. In the last chapter, we learned that the mass of an object is the measure of its inertia. Greater the mass, the greater is the inertia. It means mass is the measure of inertia actually. It remains same everywhere in the universe. It does not change according to the place. It remains same everywhere in the universe. According to the place, the mass of an object is not changed. Or in other words, we can define the mass of an object is the amount of substance contained in that body. The mass of an object is the amount of substance contained in the body. You can define the mass either in terms of inertia or the amount of substance in a body. Mass of an object is the measure of its inertia. Greater the mass, greater is the inertia. It remains same everywhere in the universe. And the SI unit of mass is kilogram. The SI unit of mass is kilogram. There are some smaller unit and a bigger unit for the mass measurement that you are familiar. We can use a gram or milligram as a smaller unit for the mass measurement. And a ton, quintal as the bigger unit of mass measurement. But the SI unit of mass measurement is kilogram. Now, let us see what is weight of an object. The weight of an object is defined like this way. The weight of an object is the force with which it is attracted towards the earth. The weight of an object is the force with which it is attracted towards the earth. You know that every object is attracted towards the earth. Suppose here we have an object of mass m on the surface of the earth, and this is earth, this is our small mass m. You know the mass of earth is capital M, and this is the center of the earth. So this mass is attracted, this small mass is attracted towards the center of the earth because of the gravitational force of the earth. So that force of attraction by the earth is measured as the weight of that mass. So otherwise we can say the acceleration experienced for this mass is g, acceleration due to gravity. That is small letter g, acceleration due to gravity. Its value is 9.8 meter per second square. So we can write the force acting on this body is equal to its mass into its acceleration. Or otherwise here the acceleration is actually g, acceleration due to gravity. So we can write F is equal to m into g. The force acting on this body is equal to m into g. F is equal to m into g. And that force is measured as weight of that object. So weight is denoted by a symbol W, capital W. So the weight of this body can be written as m into g. M into g. So W is equal to m into g. You see that the weight of an object is directly proportional to mass. The weight of an object is directly proportional to mass. So, the weight of an object is a force which is acting vertically down. The weight of an object is a force which is acting vertically down. So, as it is a force, it have both magnitude and direction. As the weight is a force, it have both magnitude and direction. So it is a vector quantity. The weight of an object is a vector quantity. For example, if you are calculating what is the weight of an object of 1 kilogram. Suppose let's say that our mass m is equal to 1 kilogram. What is the weight of that mass? We are calculating the weight of that mass is equal to weight is equal to m into g. That's weight is equal to 1 into 9.8. So actually weight is a force, that's why we measured it in Newton. So weight is equal to 9.8 Newton. The weight of a object of mass on the earth's surface is 9.8 Newton. So the SI unit of weight is kilogram meter per second square or Newton. But you see that weight of the object is not a constant everywhere. Because we know that the acceleration due to gravity is not a constant. Even on the surface of the earth, the acceleration due to gravity is varying according to the place. We learned that the acceleration due to gravity on the equatorial region is not equal to the acceleration due to gravity in the polar region. When the place is changes, acceleration due to gravity is also changed. So what happened? The weight of the object is not constant even on the surface of the earth. But at a particular place, you know that mass is a constant, acceleration due to gravity is a constant. So we can approximately consider the weight is a constant at a particular place. If you are measuring the weight at this particular place, here the mass is constant, acceleration due to gravity is a constant. So it's a constant at a place. But when the place changes, acceleration due to gravity change. So the weight of an object is also changed. If you are measuring the weight of an object on the polar region and the weight of the object in the equatorial region, it will be different. And even if you are measuring the weight in any other planet or in any other like a moon, our weight will be changed. The weight of the object depends on acceleration due to gravity. You know that acceleration due to gravity depends on the mass of that planet or mass of that satellite. So, according to the place in the universe, the weight of an object is varying. So, let us have a comparison. Suppose we are going to find weight of an object on moon. Have a comparison of weight of an object on earth and moon. For that, the weight of an object in moon can be write as g into, what is g? G is the gravitational constant. Gravitational constant into mass of moon divided by rm, radius of moon square. What is this equation? This is the expression for acceleration due to gravity. That is acceleration in a particular planet or particular satellite. We can write as g is equal to capital G into capital M divided by r square. This equation is applicable not only for the earth. For any other planet or any other satellite, we can use the same equation. The acceleration on that planet is equal to capital G, gravitational constant, into mass of that planet divided by square of radius of that planet, r square. Once it is a moon, we can write as capital G into mass of moon divided by radius of moon square into m. That's actually G into m, m into G, m into G. This is m and this is G. So this is the weight of an object in moon. Now substitute the value. The weight of an object in moon is equal to capital G into, let us say, the mass of the moon is 7.36 into 10 raised to 22. So 7.36 into 10 raised to 22. M, we are keeping like that one. Divided by radius of the moon. This is the radius of the moon. 1.74 into 10 raised to 6 meter. Substitute 1.74 into 10 raised to 6 square. So if you are calculating this value, you will get, we are not substituting G and M, keeping like that, because we are going to take the ratio. So the weight of an object in moon is equal to 2.431 into 10 raised to 10 times of capital G into M. That's the weight of an object of mass M in moon. Now let us calculate what is the weight of that same object on the earth. So weight in earth is equal to G into mass of earth into mass of that object divided by square of radius of earth. So substitute that value. The weight in earth is equal to capital G. We are keeping like that. And to mass of earth. This is the mass of earth. 5.98 into 10 raised to 24. So 5.98 into 10 raised to 24 divided by square of radius of earth. This is the radius of earth. 6.37 into 10 raised to 6. So 6.37 into 10 raised to 6 square. So what is that? Weight in earth is equal to 1.474 into 10 raised to 11 times of Gm. G is gravitational constant. M is the mass of object. So we are going to take the ratio between this quantity, that is weight in moon divided by weight in earth. So this is weight in moon, 2.431 into 10 raised to 10 Gm divided by 1.474 into 10 raised to 11 gm. And gm can be cancelled. And so we're getting approximately it is equal to 1 by 6. Weight in moon divided by weight in earth is equal to 1 by 6. What does it mean? It means that weight of an object is 6 times lesser in moon. When we are comparing the weight of an object in moon and earth, we can say the weight of an object in moon is equal to 1 by 6 times of the weight in earth. 1 by 6 times of weight in earth. For example, if an object having a weight of 60 Newton in earth, if an object having a weight of 60 Newton in earth, what is the weight of that object in moon is only 10 Newton. 10 Newton. That's a comparison of weight of an object in earth and moon. The weight of an object in moon is 1 by 6 times of weight in earth. Why? The reason is that moon is very small comparing to the earth. Actually, the weight of an object depends on the acceleration on that planet, acceleration of gravity in that planet. So acceleration due to gravity in that planet is very less comparing to the earth, or acceleration due to gravity in moon is very less comparing to the earth. That's why the weight of an object is 1 by 6 times the weight of earth in weight of earth. Now let us see these quantities, thrust and pressure. The thrust is nothing but is the total force acting perpendicular to any surface is called thrust. The total force acting perpendicular to any surface is called thrust. So thrust is a force. Here we have a force F is acting perpendicular or normal to a surface of area A. So the thrust is equal to F. So thrust is any normal force acting on a surface can be called as a thrust. As it is a force, it is measured in Newton. The SI unit of thrust is Newton. Now let us see what is pressure. The pressure at any point on a surface is the thrust acting normal per unit area. In that example, here we have a thrust F acting normal to our area capital A. So the pressure can be write as pressure is equal to thrust divided by area. Thrust by area. So we are writing the pressure P is equal to F by A. If F is the thrust and acting on an area A, so the pressure P is equal to F by A. So that's the definition of pressure. Pressure at any point on a surface is the thrust acting normally per unit area is defined as pressure. Pressure P is equal to F by A. The SI unit of pressure is the SI unit of force divided by SI unit of area, Newton by meter square. Newton per meter square. And 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 1 Pascal. So the SI unit of the pressure is either you can use Newton per meter square or Pascal. You know that Pascal is a name of scientist. In order to honor that scientist, we are giving the unit as Pascal. Pascal is the SI unit of pressure. You see that the pressure is inversely proportional to area. What is the meaning of inversely proportional? You can write as pressure and area are inversely proportional. Pressure is inversely proportional to area. It means that if area decreases, pressure increases, and vice versa. If area increases, pressure decreases. Pressure and area are inversely proportional. That's the meaning of that. Pressure is inversely proportional to area. Once area increases, pressure decreases. If area decreases, pressure increases. So let us see some practical application of this pressure. Some practical application of pressure. The first one. A sharp knife cuts better than a blunt one. A sharp knife cuts better than a blunt one. We know that a sharp knife having a very small area. So once the area is too small, the pressure applied by the knife is very large. So we can easily cut the vegetables or anything by using a sharp knife. But if the knife is blunt, area comparatively large, so the pressure applied by such knife is very small. So we cannot cut the vegetables or anything with a blunt one. Now let us see the second one. It is difficult for a man to walk on a sand. We are very familiar with that. It is very difficult for us to walk on a beach if it is sanded. So it is difficult for a man to walk on a sand. While you may be seeing that a camel walk easily on sand in spite of the fact that a camel is much heavier than man. You know that a camel can easily walk through the sand. Even it have too much mass comparing to human beings. The reason is that if you are comparing the area of cross section, if you are comparing the area of the foot of camel and man, the foot area of camel is very much greater than the human beings. So what happened? The pressure applied by the camel is much less than the pressure applied by the human being, because the area is much greater for camel, but area is much less for human beings. That's why the camel can easily walk through the sand. The third one, pins and nails are made to have a pointed ends. Maybe notice that the end of the pins or nails are very sharp, pointed edge. What the advantage of making sharp or pointed edge is that it's very easy. If the area is too small, by applying a very small itself, it can pierce to the board or pierce to the wall. So that's why the pins and nails are made to have a pointed edge. So that are the some applications of pressure. That's all today. Thank you.